ban. Team Empire's turn to ban. Alliance's turn to ban. Team Empire's turn to pick. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
All right, hello everyone, and welcome back to the Beyond the Summit coverage of the TI6 EU Regional Qualifiers. We are well underway here and already seen some amazing matches. Shout out to last game, 95 minutes. Destroyed a bit of my sanity, but I'm still here, still casting. I'm Annie. I'm being joined by Fogged. How you doing today?
Doing all right. That game was pretty unbelievable. 90-minute shit fest going back and forth, but
Anti-Mage versus Terrorblade. You saw it here, folks.
it was still really exciting, like you were saying as well. It's probably the closest game of the qualifier that we've seen, and probably the closest one that we will see. We even talked about it before the game even started. That is, both of those teams matched up very well versus each other, and they executed pretty damn well. VP maybe a couple too many mistakes, but Adfinim overall just played a little bit better, and they won. So.
Absolutely. Now, we are going to move on to our next best of one, which is Alliance versus Team Empire. Now, I am a small amount biased towards one of the teams. Just, if you can take a guess, congratulations. But I think it could actually be a pretty even matchup here. Empire's been performing very well. What do you think?
I think as well. I think that Alliance has been kind of underperforming in my opinion, and Empire have like a huge range at which they can play. They've been kind of lacking a bit in my opinion from when they were excelling so much at ESL Manila and everything, but as long as they stick to their strength, they can definitely take a game. And Alliance, like I was saying, I feel like they look a little bit weak.
All right, now heading on to the draft, which is now underway, we are going to have a couple pretty standard meta picks here. Beastmaster, Lion, not a huge surprise that those are prioritized for Alliances. Will be a Admiral Bulldog Beastmaster. Surprised we didn't see more target banning against him earlier on. We saw the Wisp and the Bat banned up from Empire, which, you know, are those really danger heroes for Alliance? Like Wisp, yeah, but is Bat really that bad?
I was a bit surprised to see the Bat Rider ban. It must just be something specific that they didn't want to be dealing with. Maybe just because Alliance has been picking it pretty consistently in the last series that they had played. They're on a 4-game win streak right now, and they beat Virtus Pro and Flipside with their Bat Rider. They did have some combos with it as well, but they just seem to be very comfortable with it. So a bit of a switch up now. They go for, like you were mentioning, the Beastmaster for Bulldog, but they also did win with the Beastmaster just before when they were playing versus Vega earlier today.
All right, and now Empire, they start out strong, revealing their support duo right away. Now, is that just kind of, you know, showing their cards, revealing everything they're going for, or are Phoenix and Earth Spirit versatile enough that it doesn't reveal too much about Empire's draft?
It reveals a lot, and it's also a bit, like, at least for me, when I look at these two heroes together, you're picking them right away, and now Alliance is going to be able to build their whole draft just based off that these two supports are not real, I guess you could say not real supports in a way. They need to accomplish stuff. Like Phoenix needs levels in order to really have a presence in the laning phase, and Earth Spirit is kind of the same way. He just is a rolling boulder, and that's pretty much it in the laning phase. They're not really like a hero that can zone out really great. They're not like this incredible dual roaming combo. The one team that really plays this combo the best out of anybody is obviously OG. This is pretty much their bread and butter. They pick the Earth Spirit and the Phoenix, and they run with it very, very good, and it could work out perfectly fine for Empire as long as they execute it right, but it can be a little bit scary if you're not comfortable playing with these two.
Now, one of Alliance's big strats that they've been running for years now is, you know, have Bulldog doing his own thing, obviously, and then it's kind of that 3 protect Loda and just allow him to farm forever and ever and ever. Now, what has he been really comfortable on so far in this patch, in these qualifiers?
They've actually been getting a lot of Lifestealer from what I was seeing.
I saw it once, and it was wildly unsuccessful.
Yes.
So I don't know if I can really root for that again.
They've, at least here, taking a look back at the previous day yesterday and today, it's been Juggernaut, Void, Lifestealer, Morphling, and Sven. So I feel like those are a little bit a little bit of a change from Loda. Like, I can understand the lifesteal just because it's so much in the meta, and obviously the Void because it's in the meta, but he's had some, you know, obviously the Lotus Sphere is something that people will always remember. Not sure if that's obviously something that had an effect on that game, but he tends to play like the Juggernauts and stuff like that that really help out your team more, not being such a greedy, like self-reliant hero.
Yeah, so Alliance taking their time here on this third pick. They don't want to give away too much, but at the same time, they got to grab those heroes that are still in the pool. I think they could go for another reliable support. Maybe do we enter God mode here with that Rubik?
There's still Elder Titan in the game. I'm not sure if they don't want it, but yeah, there is still the Rubik, which they love and they favor quite heavily. Not the best duo with Lion, but Alliance sometimes don't really care and they just pick their comfort.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see what they're going to go for here. If they try to stick with that meta and go for the Elder Titan, or if they just stick with comfort heroes and they go for the Lich. That's pretty interesting. What do you make of that?
I think maybe just because they are like looking at it the same way that I am, kind of. The Phoenix and the Earth Spirit, they're not real like straight up lane supports. So if they do a Beastmaster Lich dual lane, they're gonna be able to heavily pressure the short lane of Empire, and that's usually where Empire struggles a bit. Is when Ramses gets pressured, they start to struggle a lot.
All right, and you know, Ramses, he's still going to go for his hero. Gyrocopter's still in the pool. Do you think that's viable enough? At these early levels, it can fight, but is it big enough to go up against what Alliance put out?
As a personal opinion, I think the hero is actually quite utter garbage at the current moment, just because of the way the meta is. Like, Gyrocopter's a hero where you want to get your BKB so early, but whenever you get your BKB so early, you drain the charges super quickly, and he feels very lackluster in comparison to these new carries that we're seeing, like Terrorblade, like even like Juggernauts and stuff. Like, they match up so well versus the Gyrocopter as well. And yeah, it is an Empire staple that they do still pick up, and they're one of the teams that actually can still have some success on it. But overall, the hero is like just kind of weak, it feels now.
Yeah, it's definitely underwhelming to say the best. It can scale up very nicely. We've seen a couple awesome gyrocopters in the open qualifiers, but they're gonna pick a Dragonite up, and I'm assuming like 99 out of 100 times that's mid. So that's gonna be a pretty awesome pick there for Scandal.
Yeah, just a safe hero pickup. Gives them some push, obviously, which Dragonite does, and it promotes like 5-manning kind of in a way. Like for the Dragonite, they have a sustainable lockdown from the Dragon Tail too, and then if you're promoting 5-manning, that's where the Phoenix excels. So it's a nice little pickup just to complement the draft that they're going for.
All right, Alliance again dipping into reserve time for pick number 4. They still need their mid. They still need their carry. A lot of mid bans, a lot of target bans against S4 right now. So there is still the puck in the pool if they wanted to go for that ultimate control. Puck actually does fare out very well against Dragonite. Oh, that's Loda.
Team Empire's turn to pick.
Interesting.
So Tiny with no Wisp and no real babysitter support.
I'm trying to figure out what maybe they're going for like maybe dual mid, maybe like a Lich Tiny versus a Dragonite now. They can just adapt. They have their options open at least. And Empire, okay. Wow. Big switch up from what we've been seeing. We saw one Lone Druid, I want to say yesterday, and it was not very successful. It was Shashla was playing it, so they actually ended up losing quite heavily with the Lone Druid, and I feel like that hero's kind of just fallen out a lot, but especially like into a Lich too. Like Frost Armor is very good versus the Bear. You get one hit off and then your Bear's not really going to be able to attack after that. However, it does fit the lineup that I was talking about before. It promotes a bit of like a 5-manning once he gets his Radiance, especially.
Alright, so final ban out, Alliance up against Empire. You know, they could go for a jungler here if they really wanted to, if they want to put Lone Druid in the safe lane like you were talking about. A lot of versatility still here on Empire. Now, I'm worried about Empire.
I think they're going to put the Lone Druid off lane. I don't think Ramses really plays it, right?
I mean, they could switch up long and short if they really wanted to.
That's true. Sorry about that.
But yeah, they do have a little flexibility here. Empire taking their time. Alliance ban out the Slardar, so they are assuming that it's going to be either the safe lane Slardar or the off lane Druid.
Yeah.
And now final pick here, or rather final ban against Alliance. You got to take out something that's going to fight mid. You know, does S4 play a mean Quap? That could be a big pick here.
He does, but he's had a lot of unfortunate games, especially in the like in the recent past. He's, especially when he was on Secret, he had some unfortunate games at TI, and then ever since then, it's kind of just been, it's kind of scary seeing his Queen of Pain. It's like, it's either super hit or miss, at least the way from what I've been seeing for him. But that's kind of the nature of the hero, you know, like you snowball or you don't.
Alright, so last ban of that Lifestealer, they think this is going to be...
10 seconds
That
remaining.
doesn't make much sense. Would that be S4, Tiny, and Loda Lifestealer? That last ban is a little bit quirky.
Reserve time.
What heroes do they have left for Loda? They have Ursa, they have Clinks, they have Slark left for Loda.
I think
If he's
Clink's
not
going to be
playing
pretty
the
awesome.
Tiny.
I'm assuming he is going to play the Tiny, because, you know, would S4 take it solo mid? That doesn't... It doesn't really jive with his playstyle of being very jukey, being very slippery.
He's played it before in the past. He goes for that, like, the Blink 4 stuff, and he's just, like, kind of a support in a way, but
5 seconds
they're
remaining.
leaving their options open, but more than likely it would be, and they do go for an Axe. Okay, that is a very,
Jungler.
very odd lineup, though.
So, yeah, that's Empire going with something a little bit non-traditional. They're going to kind of swap out their roles. They're going to have to rotate a lot to get their lanes
10
secured.
seconds
You have the
Very-
most puzzled look on your face right
It's just
now.
so different. Like look at these drafts. Like what have we seen this? Like lately we're just like, all right guys, it's Tower Blade, it's Ricky, it's Lifestealer. You know, in this game it's like, all right, Ricky Lifestealer was completely ignored. Even Tower Blade's completely ignored. Maybe we'll see him picked up as a last pick or something for Lance, but it's a big change up. And okay, yeah, like we were saying, Clinks is actually quite cool.
Yeah, I mean,
anyway, so
these
we'll
first
pick
4
up.
picks, like the first phase of picks, we're like, oh yeah, sticking with the meta, and then just that is tossed out the window.
Yeah.
I do like Alliance's draft a lot. I think the Tiny is situational. I don't know if S4 is going to get the most out of this mid lane. I think DK might give him a run for his money. We'll have to see as this goes forward, but
Yeah, Ramsey's
Bulldog-
just on the Lone Druid.
Bulldog and the Beastmaster should be pretty sustainable. I mean, that's just a solid all-around off-lane pick for him. Loda, if he isn't punished too heavily in the first couple of minutes, should be able to scale up nicely. Again, Clinks with Prayer Farm is awesome. But yeah, it is, like you mentioned, safe lane lone druid. Ramsey's not one of his more played heroes, and not really his typical playstyle. We'll see if he can execute.
Yeah, see how it fits into their lineup too, because usually for Empire, Ramses is kind of one of those players who gets involved very early. And this is a hero that does not really get involved very early. You really want to get your timings, you want to get your Midas, you want to get your Radiance, and then you want to be getting involved, but maybe they're gonna make it work out. And it is notable to point out that Empire chose first pick and Alliance actually chose the Dire this game, which has actually been a bit out of the norm from what people are doing. Usually the team that picks first pick ends up with Dire and the other team takes the Radiant side. Even though we've all been talking about how the Dire advantage has been quite relevant in the recent past.
All right, highest net worth by 10 minutes. I'm torn between the mids and the safe laners. What do you think?
Highest net worth by 10.
Like,
I'm gonna go with Lone Druid, just because he'll probably have his
Yeah.
Midas by then, and I think he's gonna go Midas.
will there be an Aegis snatch? Hell yeah, we got a Clinks. Player with the least deaths. Yeah, I'm feeling Bulldog. I think he'll play safe. I'm gonna be wildly disappointed, aren't I? Least deaths on
maybe.
Bulldog. Yeah.
I'm gonna put my boy EGM. We have a level 1 smoke.
That's pretty typical. I've seen Empire and a lot of the other EU teams do that just to go through and be a little sneaky with the wards. Now roll up Miposhka.
Yeah, both teams actually level 1 smoked to get their wards out this game.
Yeah, it's cheap. It restocks pretty quickly at these early levels. You're not going to need to prioritize saving your smokes up by level 2. You know, it's why not?
Yeah, it just gets your ward down safely in case that they TP out at the same time as you, so you don't get you don't get dewarded, because getting dewarded early game is quite detrimental. It hurts a lot, but they do see Ake actually place that mid ward with their obs ward. So yeah, we do see them coming out from the air spirit. I think he thinks it's on his hill though, but either way they should be able to get the ward as long as they put the sentry in the middle.
30
But they don't.
seconds to
They only have one more, so they have to guess right.
Over here we got Bulldog, maybe going in with some cheeky stuff with the boars. Man, that boar is a wolf. You cannot tell me differently.
Why ya the mighty?
I mean, that doesn't even look like a boar and pig.
It's
Anyway.
like a hyena kinda.
Yeah, it's like a fox. All right, either way, no rune contest, no blood. being shed. Just gonna be Bulldog going back now. Are we gonna see Bulldog build up the Talon? It looks like that will be the case with the Ring of Protection. So
Yeah.
dipping into the jungle or prioritizing lane farm?
Yeah, probably just dipping more into the jungle. And they do actually miss that D ward on the mid ward, so they did see Ake place a ward, but they didn't know where it was, so they go for the sentry D ward. It's just out of range of it. And they do have one more sentry on the axe, but he's going to keep it for himself probably. And he does go straight for that Iron Talon axe build, so he's going to be able to find plenty in the jungle, not even caring to go in the offlane. And that's a good approach. I mean, axe in the jungle with an Iron Talon, you can actually hit level 6 by around like the 3.5, 4 minute mark if you get
Mid lane, we got that Avalanche already coming through. Scandal taking some right clicks there from Aki. He's going to be going and sticking around, just giving Scandal a hard time. Again, before he's able to put those points in Dragon's Blood, he is quite vulnerable.
Yeah, I like this, like I was mentioning draft too, like as soon as they saw the Dragon Knight pickup, they identified, hey, we can just, you know, dual mid with the Lich.
Bottom lane though, Bulldog gonna get punished here. Can they go for anything? King R holding onto the skill point, not gonna go through with that beam just yet.
Yep, they're just trying to limit his levels at least a bit, but Bulldog knows it's like, it's pretty impossible for them to kill him, for him to die in this lane at this point in time. Like level 1 lone druid, 2 level 1 supports, there's no way that he dies there.
Alright, so King R just going through, getting some harass onto Bulldog, but he should be alright here. There is going to be Miposhka going in for a roll. It's going to be off the mark, connects onto the dog, but not going to be finding anything
We've
off
got
of
the
that.
new Lich set on Ake. I haven't seen it yet. That's brand new, right? Just came out.
Oh yeah, he got a hula hoop.
What changes? The Frostblight animation?
Oh,
that looks sick! Oh my god.
Now I know where I'm spending my pennies.
Oh my, it looks like his actual the icon for his spell looks like the lightning thing kind of, but it's like the earth cracked or something, but I guess it's Frost Blast.
Pretty legit.
That looks pretty cool.
Alright, now Beastmaster going for that 1/1 skill build. He doesn't scale up the inner beast just yet. Do you think he needs that sustainability?
He just got the axes in this just for the laning phase currently.
Throw back here. Scandal could be in some trouble. They don't have the Avalanche, so not able to get that full combo off, and they do bring in Miposhka. Can they turn this? S4 actually not too survivable. Ake, there's not much he can do. S4 looks like he will go through. There is going to be another Frost Blast holding back Scandal for now, but S4 eats up a Fairy Fire. 2 more hits should do it.
Fire Breath.
Oh, the Breathe Fire. As Dragon Knight ticks over to level 3, and now maybe Afterlife goes for another kill here. Could turn this into a double. Yeah, this is going to be a dead Aki as well. He sits there, he's going to be buying out, and will end up falling. So all of a sudden, Alliance at a kill deficit in this mid lane.
That was really well played by Miposhka there. Identifying that he doesn't need to just roll in from the side there. He just walks up to them, starts right-clicking them, and they're just, instead of running toward their tower, they run to the left, which was, in my opinion, the wrong decision, but either way, they probably would have lost one of their heroes. But either way, Miposhka holding on to both of his spells there was absolutely, like, just absolutely perfect. And Scandal manning up, knowing that he can't really die there once they expend their spells. They didn't have mana, and he gets just enough mana for that Breathe Fire for the last hit on S4. Double kill, very good start for Empire, and more than the ideal for a jungle axe. You know, you get a haste rune and you get a kill out of that, you know, come on.
Yeah, I mean, he's going to be farming up very, very well. Do you think he's going to go for his Tranquil Boots most likely, and then straight into Blink, and he's going to have that very, very early. I was, gosh, I forget who I was talking about. It may have been Lumi talking about the ability for Axe to go and get potentially level 6 by 3 minutes and 15 seconds. So do you think that level 6 will come out? Obviously not that quick, but...
Yeah, he'll probably get around the 4:30 mark or so, if he's lucky. It's if you're able to use the courier exclusively to yourself.
Scandal caught out, dunking down his support there. Ake coming in handy as a literal snowball.
How did he get into that position?
Going for the rune, he walked up onto the cliff and just kind of beep-bop down.
But yeah, if you're exclusively using the courier for the axe, then you're able to get your level 6 very, very early, but there's no way he's going to just exclusively use the courier. And he...
Loda going in, one more hit. Not enough to get the Phoenix down, but giving him a fright. That's going to be behind the tier 1 tower at 4 minutes. Definitely aggressive positioning from this Clinks, I love it.
Nice little efficient play there by Empire as well. The DK died when his courier was back on his way to him from the flying courier, so Empire, or Afterlife actually takes it for himself, uses the whole courier, and then when Dragon Knight TP's in, he fills it up again.
Alright, and S4 duking it out here. In terms of last hits, actually very, very even between these mid laners. S4 has a slight deny advantage. Now they bring in EGM, he's looking for the Earth Spike, but Lion actually going to take 2 tower shots and book it out. So a little bit miscalculated. Scandal plays safe.
He went for the Ring of Health rather than the Tranquil Boots. Very...
Vanguard Axe.
peculiar. Yeah, but his his mobility of farming in the jungle gets slowed down a lot too, not having Tranquil.
Roll in,
And now
Bulldog's gonna get punished here. They bring in the Icarus dive, they bring in the Sun Ray, and it looks like that's gonna be a free kill there. Oh, they kicked the boulder just to secure the kill on the Beastmaster. Once again, that's going to be well, this time he will go down.
Yeah, once they start getting levels on the support, that's when Bulldog needs to be very afraid. Sunray is no joke how much damage it deals out if they are able to get the lockdown on him. Afterlife clearing up a big stack. Does so very easily.
Miposhka running a little bit low on mana, has one rolling boulder at the ready. Maybe looking for a carrier snipe, won't do it, but pops out a really nice ward here, giving some vision on when S4 backs, what supports rotate in, information like that.
Yeah, also giving the information of the first rotation. Like a lot of times on Dire, you see the support and maybe the two supports in the mid laner meet up in that mid lane and may go for a smoke rotation. So
I don't think Bulldog realizes how screwed he is if there's an initiation here. There's all five Radiant heroes camping out here.
Yep, and they're giving Afterlife stacks too, so he's gonna have a really early Vanguard. So interesting pickup. I guess that's why he didn't want to go for the Tranquil Boots. He just knows that his team had stacks for him and he's just prioritizing getting really buff at first.
Alright, so sitting back here, Alliance, they know they're at a deficit, they are doing okay in terms of their lanes, Loda. Again, getting that free farm courtesy of the Jungle Axe. How long can you leave Loda to his own devices? Because he does farm super efficiently and prioritizes sitting back, focusing on his own items before jumping into team fights.
It's hard for them to really make rotations there. It's pretty much like Earth Spirit needs to get like level 6 and they make rotations. It's more gonna be Loda making the moves first and just leaving that lane probably to give EGM farm. And he's gonna be able to finish up this tower now for the Clinks. One more hit, last hit.
Alright, so Loda going through, picking up highest net worth. Not quite just yet. Can't get that 10-minute prediction rolling, but for now it's looking good. There will be the Phoenix coming in, just the casual Sunbeam to harass.
Yeah.
Now, Loda's skill build's a bit interesting. 1 point in the Skeleton Walk for value, but not really choosing to either max Searing Arrows or Strafe. Just nice even division.
Yeah, people have actually been going for more points in the Skeleton Walk lately. Usually it's like a 1-2-3 build or 1-2-4, 1-3-3 or something. But Loda actually opts to go for a couple more points in the Strafe, which is just fine. And Ramses did pick up that Midas like we're talking about during the drafting phase. So he should be able to pick up and accelerate his farm quite nicely.
Alright, so now at like 7.5 minutes in, Axe. No surprise on the jungle doing very well, but Lone Druid keeping pace. We talked about Ramses maybe not feeling as comfortable on this hero, but being put in the Radiant safe lane all by himself, he has the opportunity to get nice solo XP. He's already level 7, and his bear has the completed Midas, and he's got Braum Boots.
Yep, and there's the smoke rotation that I was just talking about. 7:45, they bring the Lich to the mid lane to smoke down the Tiny, and I'm pretty sure it was actually spotted by a ward, but Ramses might get caught by it anyway.
Yeah, I mean, they can dive
skilled.
somewhat deep for this S4 going in. He's got the Avalanche toss combo. He goes in, throwing up, shot him down, and he just gets alley-oop.
Yeah, I guess they smoked in between the tree line and he wasn't able to see it. So a nice opportunity there by Alliance, seizing the fact that Lone Druid does not have his ulti form and how far up he was playing.
Now we are going to have that first dragon form popped out, so they got the Flappy Birds mid lane, burning down the creeps. We'll be burning down the tower very quickly, and there will be a rotation back from Alliance, but I don't think they go and contest this. I think they just kind of accept that it's happening, and they trade for a tower bottom, which does open up the whole Radiant jungle. Super important for the Clinks.
Lich armor though, yay. Delay that push quite a bit.
Yeah, it's helping. You gotta slow down those heroes. They may actually have to back off as the next Dire creep wave coming through. Yeah, they're gonna waste this dragon form, or not waste, but not get exactly what they wanted to out of it.
Yeah, and like I was mentioning as well, Loda making the first move, he's going into the enemy jungle, has his medallion finished up, and he's just gonna give EGM the lane. And EGM's gonna have like an 11-minute blink dagger with his level 6.
Alright, so Ramses sitting back. Now, are we going to see an early Radiance on the bear? He picks up that Blightstone, which I do like just for the casual pickup, but does that mean, you know, Desolator on the horizon? What are we doing with that?
I think it's just a casual Blightstone. It's very good for sieging towers with the Demolish, and it helps you farm a lot faster. It's just really value. I don't think we'll be seeing a Desolator picked up. I think the Radiance is pretty much the build he needs, unless they get like super pressured and he feels he needs to get involved. He can go like Maelstrom or whatever like people were doing, but I'm not a god Lone Druid player. That's not
your strong suit?
No, I don't root the rootings. I'm not Bulldog.
You can't RNG.
Because like Ramsey's going for this 4-4 build is something that I don't really feel like we see too often either. But mid lane, Scandal actually gets tossed back into a Chain Frost. the Phoenix. Oh, he cancels his Sunray. Oh, huge misclick there from King R.
And the rotation back in, EGM gonna get blocked a little bit, but getting that Hex onto Mimoshka is super important. There will be that stun coming out from that boulder kick, and now the Battle Hunger means EGM will most likely die. He's silenced up, he eats a Fairy Fire to bide his time, but in the end just gets culled down. Afterlife having none of that nonsense. He's almost level 10.
Oh, big mistake there by King R. Canceling out his Sunray.
Maybe look for more here. Miposhka gets the Arcane Room, but Loda ready to unload. Oh, wow. That's going to be a big kick, and we'll stall out the push for now. They can go through Loda again, prioritizing that strafe, getting the 2 points in it, means that he can push this tower very quickly.
Yeah, I like the way Empire approached this game though. They know they need their axe to get a good game, so they stacked for him, and then he went for the Vanguard build, which actually ends up being really nice for him because now he's very tanky, he's almost level 11, and he's on his way to his blink anyway. The one problem is that Scandal is starting to suffer pretty hardcore. He's only at 2,800 net worth, getting almost caught up by EGM's line.
Well, yeah, that Lion has been absolutely putting in work, and we're going to see most likely a very quick Blink Dagger. He's saving up a lot of gold, and, you know, less than 1,000 more, and we're going to be at a very mobile Lion, and the combination for Alliance with that invisible Clinks for ganks is going to be huge.
Huh, Lich Arcane Boots. Interesting. Ake always just being that team player.
Yeah. Now, Axe, I mean, his levels are crazy here. Looking at what he's doing, he's level 11, followed up by his own team's 9. I mean, the supports, Earth Spirit hasn't even found his 6 yet. So the fact that Afterlife has so much power is important.
Bulldog
But can he
might
turn
be
his
getting caught out. He gets spotted. Do they have the boulder? Oh no!
Least deaths, man. I called it. No, but that was down to the fraction of a second. Miposhka, if he had gotten those fingers a little bit faster, maybe he could have stopped it. But for now, Bulldog getting back, getting a chance to reset.
Oh, so unfortunate there from Miposhka. They thought they ran into the Clinks. They smoked up and they ran through their jungle, and they like run by the small camp and their smoke breaks, so they dust and they're like, what the hell? There's no Clinks here. So then he obviously rolling boulders downwards, and Bulldog just takes the smart road and hides right behind that one tree and gets the TP off. Very nice play there by Bulldog.
Now Bulldog has picked up the Tranquils into the Necro 1.
Uh-oh, Axe clearing up a huge Ancient stack, but S4 has a Blink Dagger for him. 1100 HP, he is quite tanky.
Oh, they go through, they're gonna go get the combinations out. Toss up, smack down, the helixes are there, but not enough to get everyone the chain toss bouncing around. Ake doing some work, toss up once again, slap down, the Miposhka actually gonna take a roar to the face, will get picked off by that Frost Blast, or rather the Chain Frost coming out. And Loda, he's in some trouble here, he's gonna be rooted up, running away from the Phoenix Egg, should be able to get away safely. Alliance, they're all low, but they don't drop anyone, they get 2 kills in return, and deny that huge Ancient stack to Axe.
And Bulldog lives with like 1 HP. He gets bottled by S4 and survives. S4 goes for the combo now, and he takes out Scandal as well.
Oh man, can they get the Phoenix? He hops up to the high ground. King R thinks he's safe, but just gonna get tossed to his death. Oh, this is animal cruelty now. Gonna be rolling in. They might get the return kill onto Ake. They dunk the Magnetize. They're getting EGM as well. And something here, but Miposhka may die for a second time. Blinking around, S4 will get silenced up, has to be careful. The Lone Druid can still put out a lot of damage. Walking back into the bear, S4. Not quite sure that's the play. Tossing back the bear. He's alive for now, but oh, one more hit from the Druid himself will secure another kill.
Bit of a misstep there for him, but them contesting that Ancients was quite nice. They end up losing way too much though out of it.
4 for 3. In the end, gold change very similar, XP change very similar. I feel like if Alliance had settled for just stopping the Axe from farming the Ancients and backing off, they could have gotten a huge swing off that fight.
It still is great though. I mean, the one problem is for them is that the Lone Druid is getting very close to his relic, so he's gonna have a super early Radiance, probably around like the 16-minute mark. Afterlife has his blink finished up if he wants to buy it. The good thing for them though is that Scandal is pretty much out of this game. He should be buying, I feel like he should just be buying cheap stats at this point. Maybe even a bracer or something, or like anything to just, maybe more raindrops and a bracer, and he is gonna pick up the raindrop nicely, so he just needs to be able to at least be like a frontliner. He's just, him dying to a tiny combo, that can't happen right now.
Alright, S4, gonna be rotating around with EGM. Now EGM has that finger on cooldown, so not a huge amount of nuke damage.
But Blink Dagger finished up on the tiny already.
Yeah, we saw
Or
that.
on the
Yeah.
Lion,
There
sorry.
we go. I was like, Blink Dagger Tiny was what turned that
Yeah,
last
yeah,
fight,
yeah.
but yeah, now Lion super mobile as well. They've got the lockdown. The Avatos combo can do a huge sum of damage, but they don't want to risk this. Again, kill score pretty even. Overall net worth about 1,000 difference, so definitely a close game. You got to give an edge to Alliance here just because Scandal has been shut down so hard on the Dragonite, and Tiny is going to scale up phenomenally late game, but anything can happen here. If Alliance continue to overcommit in those fights, it could go very south for them.
Yeah, and the good thing is, at least for Empire, is that their supports have been super active and moving around the map, and you're playing with a lone druid, so you're playing kind of in a 4v5 type essence until he gets his Radiance. So being 7-7 versus the aggression that's been coming out from Alliance, they should be very happy with the way that the game is going. Just Scandal needs to take it easy.
Now Roshan will be plopped out. Loda, again, with that medallion already completed, going to be taking this very, very quickly.
Yeah, DD on the Tiny as well, so 300 damage.
That is a lot of damage coming out. Now, priority Aegis, who picks up? Loda?
S4 for sure. You don't keep your death pact, and S4 is going to be able to do more with the Aegis at this point in time.
Yeah, I can dive just a little bit deeper, whereas Loda can sit on the back lines and hopefully Skeleton walk out of sticky situations.
Yeah, low cooldown on Avalanche and Toss as well. Like, you blink and get a kill, you die, you're able to come back, and you're going to have Avatoss again for the most part, being able to clean it up. And now Radiance is going to be finished up after this tower. Lone Druid gets the last hit, he has his Midas up, so he's going to be finishing that up any minute, any second now. And that's their go time.
Yeah, I mean, that was a very classic trade there, the first Roche for the top tower. Now that will give Radiant a little bit more control of the Dire jungle, but I feel like Alliance just getting a bit more out of that as they are able to go through and push the tier 2 now.
Yep, just a bit. Small little gain, but at the same time Empire is doing the same thing. And this is big for Scandal. Gives them 1,200 gold so far just from this little top push. And now them pressuring that top tower. They're going to lose Scandal. Goodbye.
Oh, they go through. Scandal once again punish the dragon form. Not going to be enough to save you this time. Only 2 points in dragon blood means you are not survivable enough. It is going to take a while to get him down. Now, Axe goes in for the call. S4 might be in trouble. There's going to be the roar from Bulldog in the back lines. They do get the push. Will the boss bounce back? One more hit should do it. The Necros. Can he get the job done? They will do so. Now, Blink in. Tiny goes in. Gets the stun here. Ramses tossed up. Will the bear root? And just going to go for that ferocious roar, but not going to be enough. Tiny putting in some work here. S4 now 5, 2, and 4.
Overstaying their welcome.
Yeah, that was definitely them going in and saying, all right, they're not rotating back after that tier 1. Let's see what we can get away with. And the answer was not that much.
Yeah, losing 3 heroes for just an Aegis. Definitely suboptimal. And Tiny S4 is going for that Echo Saber that we've been seeing getting more and more popular on the Tiny, which I really like this build.
Oh.
And oh wow, big jump by Afterlife.
Looking to punish
S4
here.
is dead.
Yeah, he's all alone. Maybe he's used to having that wisp that can ambulance him out. But
That's 600 gold for the Phoenix.
God, that's not something you expect to get for free. If you're Empire, they're probably very grateful for that.
Yeah, that ain't what you want after getting such a nice little lead from Alliance. Bulldog having a really good game though. He's got his book 2. He looks like he's saving up for the Blink Dagger though next instead of finishing the book 3.
So yeah, what do you think of that? Opting to not finish off the Necros and go straight into that mobility?
It's something that he does it a lot. He actually sometimes even has like book 1 into Blink, so it's not out of the ordinary for him. But we might even see him just pick up the book 3, just like he didn't want to buy it because he wasn't at base. He does. He just goes for the book 3.
Okay. So a little more typical there coming out. I mean, obviously, Admiral Bulldog likes to go in and you only live once, jump forward and scream and see what happens, but he will stop for that farming build, which I do like.
Yeah, both. I think both are fine as long as you use it properly, you know, like, it's the same thing with any item you kind of buy. As long as you use the item in the right manner, as long as it's justified, it can work out just fine.
So Loda
Bottom
picking up.
lane,
Oh, double
Bulldog.
sentries.
Bulldog
Okay.
gonna die. And goodbye, Bulldog.
You know, he's trying his best. He was a brave soul. But yeah, no, they will get that tower again.
And they're gonna get opportunity for tier 2 as well. Bulldog just bought, there's no buyback, so that tier 2 is definitely gonna die.
Yeah, and now more sentries coming out here. There again, there was a miscommunication down here as they Radiant sentries up 2 in a row. Just a little bit of miscommunication and wasted money. Those sentries are expensive. Now, Dragon Form being committed, it seems like Alliance don't care about this. They're going for a double trade here. S4 and Lich in the mid. Over here we do have Loda now with that new Desolator pickup up top. So
Scandal has no TP.
They're
on the
going
Dragon
for tier
Knight.
3s. I don't think they can get away with this. Again, the Frost Armor doing a lot in terms of stalling this out. If Alliance can get 2 tier 2s and then back and defend this, that is absolutely worthwhile. The problem is this tower's going down quite quickly. There they go. There's the backup. There's the rotations forward, and now Alliance will see if they want to go for the jump here. They will get that Earth Spike. Can they pick off the Bear? That'd be a nice chunk of money coming out. It looks like they will get the Hex. They will get the Frost Blast. One more hit means that 300 gold goes the way of Loda.
Yeah, they just weren't in a position to actually defend their towers because Dragon Knight didn't have a TP and the Lone Druid did not have TPs on their heroes, so they just accepted that they were going to lose those 2 tier 2s and went for a trade, which I guess works out decent because they got the tier 3 and the tier 2, but losing tier 2s, they lose a lot of a decent amount of map control. It might even be okay because they got the tier 1 off the Bulldog. They got all 3 towers off of 1 Beastmaster kill. So the trade actually ends up being pretty okay.
Yeah, the problem is Alliance can keep doing that. The Empire, they're going to lose a little bit of push momentum when the Dragon form's not up, and Alliance, they have just, as soon as they get any sort of green light anywhere on the map, Loda wants to push, Bulldog wants to push, everyone wants to group up and get those towers, and there's only 1 exterior tower left, so high ground going to be a bit more of a hurdle to break for Alliance, but I think it should come out fairly shortly. Again, Clinks is getting crazy farm.
It's good and bad for Empire too, because like Scandal is able to get in a position where he gets farm and money. Now he's got his armlet, but you click on him and you look and you're like, that's a mid solo. He's level 9. Like he's the same level as the supports in this game, if not even lower level. EGM and Ake are both level 11.
Oh my, he's
like super
starving.
underleveled. He's very starved in this game. They've done a really good job of making Scandal's game miserable.
I mean, we have a level sandwich going on as Axe is going to be level 14, topping out the charts. The rest of Alliance all up in there. Like you mentioned, the supports actually both having their level 2 ultis on Alliance, which makes a huge difference, whereas Magnetize to level 1, Eggs to level 1, you really got to get those levels on the Phoenix.
Yeah, the Magnetize not the biggest deal. The damage just ramp up and the cooldown drops a little bit, but it's nowhere near as important as the Phoenix level 11, obviously, you know, because it jumps from 5 hits to 11 hits, the damage goes up, and it's just levels on Phoenix are very important in general. And we do see Afterlife has 3,800 gold saved on him. Not sure what he's gonna opt to buy, maybe just a full BKB.
He could go for that. We've also seen sometimes Axe go into the Crimson Guard, but it's not super strict. It's a lot of flexibility there.
I think the reason I was saying the BKB is because he's been saving this amount of money, and then versus the books, so you don't get fully mana burned. Yeah, so he does buy the full BKB. You can't get fully mana burned from the books on the Beastmaster, and you know the Tiny and Lion can actually burst you down quite easily, and then you know Chain Frost as well on top. So I really like this pickup by Afterlife, and it's a really good. I think it's a really good decision by him.
Alright, so the choice to stall out and farm, I feel, favors Alliance, because Lone Druid can get very, very big. I think the Bear is going to be really difficult to go up against late game, but Alliance, the Clinks, the Tiny, as long as they keep farming, is huge. Now, the Courier getting sniped for the 2nd time this game. I believe that was S4 just going through and being a bully.
Yep, just punching the Courier when it's on its way back from delivering that BKB. But man, you see this Lich armor doing so much work versus Lone Druid. It's actually so obnoxious playing versus Lich as the Bear.
But now the tower is back to even. We'll have to see if Alliance get the most out of this. As they will go through, they will be able to pick off this tower. Bulldog not going to drop the Necro Book. Surprised about that. So they're not going to finish off this tower after they TP out. They're going to have to defend their racks. Alliance, you know, they're a strong team. They like to be on the offensive, but they can't fight racks down. EGM will go through. They will get a stun onto 2. Nice Earth Spike from him, but can they stop Scandal?
There's no glyph. They're going to lose this melee Rex.
They hex the Bear up, and on the back line there will be an avalanche. Again, just focusing so much damage on the Bear, but they're going to lose a melee rack.
Empires just get out. Like, that's such a big win for them.
Yeah, they just have to book it out. They got the haste on the
Send
DK.
the Bear in to cancel blinks.
That was I feel like Alliance just really not being scared enough, not being cautious enough.
Oh, Scandal. Get the hell out of there, dude.
Don't stop for Ancient Stacks. He is going to go through the Dragon Form, and he's still hasted, though, so it'll be alright.
That's big gain there for Empire. Taking the opportunity. They didn't even lose their T2 on bottom. And it's in deny range, too.
Man, that is...
Big win, big win.
That is like Christmas for Empire right now. So Lone Druid has that Hyperstone pickup, going to be scaling up very nicely, and you know, once you pick up that AC on the Bear, you can probably go siege high ground again against everything. It's now taking more and more effort to kill the Bear.
Yeah, Alliance just not really able to group up and fight. Like, Empire have the items to take the team fights now at this point if it's a straight up 5v5 engagement. Even though Alliance does have the mech advantage, it's really hard for them to take the opportunities and get a good roar off onto the proper target because of the way that Empire's positioned in these fights. And now this could be Alliance's go time though. They have the BKB now on Lotus, so he can actually join in the fray without being worried of just getting completely destroyed by this Axe and Earth Spirit.
So what's Alliance's ideal fight look like? Who do they focus down first? What spells do they have to commit?
You probably want to just get rid of the Phoenix, honestly. Roar one of the supports, get in the back line. If you can not expend Roar on one of the supports, then that's even better. You can just use the line to get in there, but taking out the Earth Spirit and the Phoenix is definitely the big ones. The Axe is annoying, but if you're taking out those two supports, you're going to be able to kite the other ones around and be able to deal with them a lot better. And now, here we go again. Arcane Rune and Dragon Form, so the cooldown is only going to be 20-second downtime on that
You got the wraparound though. Loda going in, unloading here onto Mapochka. No chance to react. 3 hits. It's going to be the Savage War. Ramses in some trouble. The Chain Frost bouncing around. Can he get out of here? He's going to be healed up by the Phoenix Beam, but only for so long. Looks like they will go through. The Egg of the Phoenix comes out. Can they focus it down? Yeah, Loda, he's there. They will get everything they want. Now DK going in. Nice freeze fire. Nice call. Nice call. Afterlife doing the work. Toss up though into the avalanche. Scandal getting half health. They are going to blink away. Bulldog, he's stuck in the trees. He can't do much. He pops out the Hawk for some vision. They want to go back onto Scandal. Loda, can he do the job here? He's looking for more. He's got that frost armor. They want to go in. They get the Earth Spike here, but it may cost ETM his life. There's going to be another call coming back on in. Bulldog is able to juke away. Will end up taking that freeze fire, but they get the kill on Scandal as well. Looks like Axe in the back line, able to run for his life, but Clinks, that's going to be a big kill going his way. Tiny, he's low, but he's still alive. Afterlife goes in. Oh! The call onto S4. Now Loda needs the kill to make this worthwhile. They will bring in the Wild Axes. Yeah, they do get the kill. It's a 5-man wipe. Empire losing everyone there, but Alliance, that definitely wasn't free.
Yeah, that was really well played there by Loda, focusing out the support. Look, I was mentioning, as long as they take out at least one of those before the fight starts, it's massive. And then the Lone Druid basically dies instantly right after that. If he gets hit by a Chain Frost like that, he's not going to have anything to contribute in the fights, and I wouldn't be surprised to see him pick up even like a pipe pretty soon on his hero. But yeah, Loda recognizing that, getting a really good positioning there, and even though Empire was actually ready for that too, they placed an Obs and a Sentry up on that high ground, but Alliance was just too quick about making the move.
I feel like Empire in that fight, they had so many control tools, they got off everything, but they just kind of forgot to control Loda.
Yeah, I mean, when he has BKB, there's not really any way that you can. Axe waited for a bit and then got a nice 2 or 3-man call, but...
Oh, over here, Loda, no chill on this guy. Goes straight for the Phoenix, they drop the Roar again! Woo! Savage Roar comes out, but only forces them away from the fight after they get their bounty. That is a big pick there. 2 kills straight into Alliance's mouth, and now they're gonna go for the Roach as well. Empire cannot contest this.
The dream. Loda picks up a DD and they find 2 kills instantly right afterwards because of that Op Sword that they have in the enemy jungle. Great plays by both Bulldog and Loda, and Empire just not really expecting that.
Wow, that's big here. Alliance, it looks like they had a bit of a fumble when they gave away that net worth lead, or rather that net worth spiral. But they're picking it up for themselves. Overall XP, going to be tipping towards 10,000, and that's really showing in terms of the levels. Earth Spirit, still level 9, whereas you've got your Clinks and Beastmaster, both level 15, the Lion level 13. He's been doing some work.
Yeah, he's contributing a lot with just small little disables on the side of Empire, and I mean the Chain Frost last fight did an immense amount of damage on the Lone Druid.
Lion saving up about 2k gold. What's he going for next here? Ether Lens?
I don't know. I'm not really too sure. He's got a lot of gold saved up. It could be a lot of different things. He's really farmed, so he's got a couple different options for himself.
Oh, ping out here as Loda walks underneath that sentry ward. They're going to know where he's at, but can they go through? Can they try to get the kill? They've got Phoenix with a sentry ward, but oh, this might not be enough as they're going to be bringing in the damage here. S4 with the blink, with the double man avalanche toss. They will go through BKB onto Afterlife. Calm not catching on anyone. The Phoenix there to heal. They will pop out the Crimson Guard, but that's a lot of cooldowns being used for not a whole lot of reward as King R may still end up falling. Oh, finger of death from downtown. EGM scoring the points.
Yeah, it looked like he thought that S4 was going to try to toss him back, or that he was close in range for the stun. Either way, gets the finger off, takes out the Phoenix. Nice little gain there for Alliance.
Now, S4 is sitting on like 4k gold. Does he go for the AC here? Does he go for the BKB? It seems like he should buy out something now while he still has the opportunity to go before he sieges high ground.
He could, any of those are decent options. BKB, AC, Aghanims, whatever he feels like he needs to do in this game. He can start to identify that pretty soon. BKB is the super safe route. Ags is pretty much if you, yeah, BKB. Okay.
All right. So Loda here, he's sitting at about 3k gold. He does pick up that Chrysalis. Do you think we're going to see...
Ooh, Veil for EGM. Okay,
Oh, I
sorry
like
about that.
Yeah, just for Loda, do you think we're going to see, the Orchid Clinks? Because it's not really necessary. You can build into Bloodthorn. Or does he go just for Daedalus to get those crits online early?
Just probably Daedalus. Yeah.
Okay.
That used to be the build. Like everybody would do Orchid until like the Medallion build started becoming more prominent. It's just so nice with the way the Desolator builds up too.
All right, so Lich now with that mechanism, he's had that for a little bit now. 600 gold on top of that. Keeping the ward vision up pretty nicely as well. Alliance, they're prioritizing making sure these little cliff spots near the Roshan are controlled. And yeah, lots of vision around there. They do not want to drop a Roche.
There we go. Blade Mail now for Afterlife. So this is going to be a big pickup. It can hurt the Lich a lot with the Chain Frost, obviously, but more so the Clinks. Even if he has BKB on and he's wailing, he gets called by the axe. He's going to be really killing himself quite quickly.
Alright, so up top there is a bit of a Rat versus Alliance going on as they bring in the bear to split push while everyone else is occupied. And now Loda, he's going in. He's BKB'd up. We got BKB on BKB action here. Oh, it's everyone's golden. Now they're going to toss up the bird before there's a chance to go into the egg. And Phoenix buys back. Definitely wants to get off more control here, but nice Earth Spike coming out from EGM. It looks like Alliance wants to back. They bring in Miposhka. They will get the stun. They will sacrifice the Lion. It looks like that's going to be the trade here. Alliance end up losing the Lion, but they do go through. They get a fair amount of push, and they don't drop any big cores, so that's at least something.
Afterlife almost solo killed Loda there with that blink call with Blade Mail. It's like super lucky. It's like, I think 50 HP off from dunking him, and then he gets mech'd up. But still, shows the scariness of the Blade Mail factor, even though the Clinks picks up that BKB, obviously.
So, Lone Druid now has that Assault Kirov picked up. Do you think this is a power spike for Empire, and do you think they need to go through and put some push now as a 5-man team, or continue just split pushing with the bear while the rest of the team fights, or sit back and farm and wait for Alliance to drop more kills?
They can fight as long as the opportunity comes to them properly. Like, it's all about how the fight gets executed, and Alliance obviously has the Hawk, which really benefits them a lot, but at the same time, the Empire does have pretty much most of their crucial items that they need already. They have the Midas on the Phoenix, he has his level 11. They have almost level 11 on Miposhka with a 4-staff. Scandal somehow actually acquired himself a BKB with his armlet, so he's actually a little bit more relevant in the fights.
It still feels like Scandal's not having nearly as much of an impact as the Tiny. You look at the net worth, and he's still sitting about on par with the Lion. He has surpassed him by a couple thousand, but not by much.
Yeah, you don't ever want to really hear that either. Like, it's like, alright, the mid-solo just surpassed the support Lion. But yeah, no, S4 has been doing a really good job, and you kind of should expect that, though. They did dual lane and put a lot of emphasis on shutting down Scandal, even though Miposhka had such a good rotation. Oh, nice scan there from Alliance.
Yeah, scan reveals something's going down, and they're just going to group up again. They're feeling pretty safe. The Aegis will get consumed. Roche is going to be up at about 4 minutes, so we'll see what's going to happen with that. Now over here in the bottom, Bulldog, he's going to be feeling pretty good there. Again, he does have that Perseverance. Are we rushing straight into Refresher? Or
yeah.
is this going to be a Lincoln's?
He pretty much exclusively does like the Refresher build.
So he just likes jumping and screaming, huh?
Yeah.
Alright, so big group up from Empire. We talked about what they do here. With that Assault Kuros Bear, it looks like they are going to go through and push. The Radiant's doing some work. They are going to go through. They have to focus down this Bear. Bulldog, TP's back. So he's not going to stick. He's not going to split push around. They do bring in S4, so all of Alliance are ready to take this. In the back lines, you've got Loda looking for something here. No defensive sentry put down.
They have a gem, though, on the Earth Spirit.
Oh.
Or it's coming on the Courier, I believe. I saw him purchase it.
He did purchase it. He put it on the Courier. Who's sitting on it? It's not the Phoenix. It's Druid's hero.
Oh, Druid.
Yeah.
Hero, yeah, okay. That's cool.
So, the sentry. Not going to scout out the other sentries that we got.
They fake smoke back a bit, though.
Can they do this here? Oh, they go into the live with the
EGM
reaction time from EGM. That is God mode right there.
Forces a defensive BKB, and now they need to retreat, but...
Oh, they go in, they get the rip onto Raposhka. There's going to be the avalanche going in as S4 bringing him apart. The beam, not enough there. Toss out. They bring DK away. Oh, nice Chain Frost coming out. Loda might be in the trouble. That was getting low. He will go down. Bulldog, in the meantime, gets a double kill. They're looking for more here. EGM, with that Finger of Death, is able to go through it. They pick off the lone Druid. Now they get the Hex onto Scandal. Scandal is in serious trouble. Will end up going down. There's going to be the call coming out. Afterlife tries to TP out, but will be... Oh, he goes through. Now the dust for anything remaining, but Empire, they only keep Afterlife alive in that fight. Alliance, they do end up dropping the Clinks. He does have to buy back, but still worthwhile to get 4 heroes down.
Yeah, the fight, you could just see kind of what happened. Like, They have to pop a defensive BKB on the axe. He starts running away. Bulldog seizes the opportunity, jumps in. I keep saying that. I have to stop. He gets the chance. He jumps in. He gets the roar off onto the Earth Spirit. They get a nice little engage off. Even though Loda dies, they do buy back on him, and they're able to take the fight and outnumber Empire.
Now, immediately off the back of that fight, Alliance know it's go time here. Afterlife blinking in again, more BKBs coming out, but S4 just handles him, throwing him up in the air. Oh, the beam, though, along with the blade mail might be enough. S4 will end up dropping there. No Aegis on him for now. And now there's going to be the Crimson Guard popped out. They want to go in for more. They will bring in King R, who does have the egg if needed. But for now, just spraying up the damage. Magpie's doing some work. Ake TPing out, but no. Dragon Tail to cancel it. Loda, he's going to get stuck up here too. Do they have vision? Looks like he's going to sneak away for now. The gem out of range on the backline's axe is able to finish off the Lich. So.
Oh man, and you can understand Scandal there, like stopping this Lich TP, you know, with the stun, obviously, but he actually ends up missing the kill on the Clinks because he doesn't have his stun up there to get the further lockdown after the Earth Spirit Boulder, and Loda's able to walk away, and that would have actually been a much bigger kill because Loda doesn't have buyback. They would have actually been able to take the racks off of that.
Man, that's pretty big.
Slight mistake.
A buyback from the Lich. This fight's very back and forth, and not in the way we saw the previous game where no one was afraid to push. This time, everyone is so eager to push, so eager to jump, and the kills keep going back and forth.
Yeah, they feel like they're on a bit of a timing window just because the Dragon Knight isn't farming that well. Lone Druid hits his peak window at one point, and then Clinks and you're going to be playing versus a Clinks and a Tiny together, so that's a lot more carry ratio, especially when they have the Beastmaster aura. Guys, there's one hit on that Rax.
Take it down, man. Deny it. Style points. Come on. No, they're not going to do that here. Now, Bulldog does have that roar back on cooldown. When that fight broke out, it was like 7 seconds, so we couldn't go through and just roar up the bear, roar up the druid, and get the kill, which is a bit tragic. Now, Alliance, it looks like they're dropping racks left and right. They are going to go through, like, the next creep that touches this racks will get it. And can Alliance deal with 2 lanes of super creeps?
Yeah, they can, but it's going to hurt them, obviously. You get less money, obviously, per creep wave. It also causes your lanes to be pushed in, so you're not able to push out as easily, and it makes your Roshan a little bit less easy, but Alliance is going to be able to get that, and there's the third Roshan coming up, Aegis and Cheese.
Oh, Loda grabbing an Invis rune, because, you know, he needs that invisibility.
Yep.
And now, okay, they jump right into the pit. I don't know if they can take this fast enough, and they gotta know that Radiant are somewhere nearby.
Crits,
they do still have that egg onto the Phoenix. Wow, that is a quick Roche. It will go the way of Loda, and now it looks like Empire want to back off, and they should get the opportunity, unless they kind of fake back, go for a smoke.
Taking a look at the rest of the items that people have now, Ramses recognizes that Loda is kind of like really singling him out in those fights after the Chain Frost goes off, so he picks up a Ghost Scepter just to be able to make sure that Clinks can't just burst him down and make him take a little bit longer to kill him. Other items that are notable to actually point out is they have, what, 3,000 gold up on the axe, almost 4,000 gold, so trying to figure out what he opts to buy for himself, maybe some auras for his team. But I know the AC's already finished on the Lone Druid, so he doesn't really have too many other options.
I mean, Ramses here on the Lone Druid is still holding tight to the top of the net worth chart. He's got the Berry Summon if he needs it, but Alliance, they are still holding on to a decent lead. It's going to be at 7,500 net worth, which, you know, at this point, it's a couple of kills. It's nothing insurmountable, but it just means there's bigger items coming out for the Alliance cores. Look at that arrow down mid. That is decisive. Admiral Bulldog has made a plan, and he's about to execute.
Yeah, not just that, the supports on the side of Alliance are, like we were talking about before, over-leveled, especially compared to Empire, but EGM especially. Level 16, and he's on his way to his Ags, and that can be really game-changing. You know, 20-second cooldown on an AoE finger can be pretty devastating, especially when you don't expect it. It's just like, oh my god, wait, what? The line has an Ags? Like, get out of here.
Alright.
He's not quite there yet, but he is on his way.
So for now, again, just sitting back and relaxing. I think Alliance are content to let this go a little bit. Like you mentioned, Empire know they're on a bit of a timer. If this goes ultra late, I think it's going to be Lone Druid versus the world, and there's only so much they can do when Alliance have so much control for that bear.
Especially just because the way that this Dragon Knight had his game slowed down so heavily. Like, he has a Blink Dagger, he has his armor, he has his BKB, but he's not going to be transitioning into that, like, that super DPS core Dragon Knight that we see it's very rare to see it happen. Like I think the only time it happened was at the Manila Major recently with maybe went like 27-1 or something on a Dragon Knight and he had like Daedalus, but it's very rare to see a DK be able to build up to that point, especially if he gets shut down so hard in the laning phase.
So Tiny sitting back again. He's got 2k gold, but only a little bit on top of buyback. You got to make sure S4 is able to rejoin the fight if things go south. So Assault Kuros on him may be slightly delayed. Group up mid. They're looking for something here. Phoenix doesn't have a smoke, so they're just going to kind of charge up. They're going to meet face to face, unfortunately, with EGM, and they're looking for more. Oh, the blink away once again, super on point.
Oh, okay, might not get away with his life though, but never mind. They're recognizing that they don't have the best positioning here, and there is an arcane rune, so they're like, Scandal. Never mind, I'll take it.
So a little bit of a standoff here as neither team wants to dive, as this is kind of the momentum switch in terms of Empire's early game being kind of strong, and now Alliance scaling into more of that late game build.
Yeah, Bulldog is scaling pretty hard too. Refresher, Book, Blink, Vlads.
And he got punished pretty early in lane, so it's impressive he's found this much farm and he's kept up this much in terms of net worth. He's matching up with his core Clinks.
Yeah, and Inner Beast does make quite a big difference in these fights, of course. Like the small things are going to start adding up. 45 bonus attack speed for a Tiny and a Clinks is not negligible.
Right,
and the AC finished up now.
But that's a buyout. That means no buyback for like 1,500 gold.
He does have a cheese though, so there is that. So he does kind of have 2 lives. As long as he's not bursted down, but it should be pretty hard for them to lock him down and burst him down.
Alright, so moving in here, Loda is going to be on the back lines, taking his time, just kind of meandering over. So maybe if Alliance start diving crazy here, Loda won't be able to get in, but there he goes. He's joining up. He's speedy.
It looks like they saw the Hawk, and he gets the Battle Hunger on it.
I know there's some vision going down.
Bear scouting. The Bear actually...
Oh, the scan!
Ramses buys a full BKB on his Spirit Bear.
Poshka is going to be in some trouble. Oh, everything committed the roar as well. A little bit of miscommunication there, as that was 2 ults on a position 5. Not quite sure they needed to go that hard.
Yeah, I mean, level 16 Finger, you're not really expecting that out of your line with a Veil at this point in the game, so can't really blame Bulldog for that. 850 damage Finger is no joke. Especially with the Veil, so it's actually 850, not reduced, since the Veil is on there.
Yeah, and I mean, Lion, about 600 gold off from that Aghanim Scepter, it's going to be a big change. That Finger is going to do a lot of work, even to the big tanky cores like Scandal, like Axe. Now, just got to watch out for that Blade Mail Finger, because that could be yucky.
Yeah. Let's see how much it actually did. I'm curious.
You check the battle logs.
Yeah, because it gets changed also when you have the int as well, that little bit of a change that's happened, so... Oh man, I'm bad at this. I'll find it eventually, but... Looks like the game is just kind of slowed down, they're both just content with farming. So Finger hits for 845 damage.
So Loda continuing to farm up, sitting on like 4k gold. What's his next play here? Does he... he's picked up the full Daedalus, he's got the Desolator, so his kit's online, but he's got to pick up some luxury items. He's got to go one step further to be able to take control of Empire.
He still has his medallion up on the curse as well, so he should probably sell that if he wants to opt to pick up something else soon, but trying to see what he should buy. There is the Spirit Bearer, gives you the Radiance Mist chance, so MKB could be an option. We've seen people go blink a lot of the time, and there's the Ags on the line. Jesus Christ.
That is early here. I mean, we're 42 minutes in, but it's also on top of a Veil and a Blink and a Force Staff. And again, this Lion now keeping pace, surpassing the Dragon Knight.
Yeah, past DK again.
I mean, that's at this point you sack Scandal. You say Scandal by auras and sit back and don't die. But that means there's so much weight on your lone druid, and Afterlife has really stepped up as one of the cores here. But can he continue that? Will he eventually fall off?
Yeah, absolutely. He's already starting to fall off in a kind of a way. He's 7-2 and 3. His items have not progressed in quite a while. He's been sitting on 4,000 gold, but he's buying gems for his supports. So the gem is on the courier. He's going to be handing it off to somebody soon. I guess they gave it to the lone druid actually. Yeah. And they do have, like I was saying, the fresh BKB though on that Spirit Bear.
We'll see what's going on here as the scan. Oh, nice play from Alliance. They know this clip is going to be a hot point of contention. And
Two in a
know
row.
everyone is. Yeah, 2 in a row. Alliance really helping out with that community challenge going on.
Yeah, really nice awareness from them, understanding where Empire are making the moves, taking a look at the lanes, and taking a look at where their wards are. They get a lot of information from that, as well as the Hawk from Bulldog, which has been flying around. When you don't see anybody, you have wards in the enemy jungle, and 2 of your lanes are pushing in, you know they're either smoked or sitting on a high ground waiting for you to make a mistake.
Tower is under attack.
So Alliance now, they're waiting for the fight to come to them. And that will eventually happen, just because the Lone Druid knows he needs to push now or never. How good are Alliance at holding high ground now? Because here, they lose another Rax.
He denied it finally. Nice.
Oh, God. It doesn't even, like, show up as a deny, it just says it's been destroyed.
Yeah.
So, denied Rax there. Style points will be awarded. That's at least a little bit less gold going the way of Empire, but still, the creeps are the reward here that Empire gets.
Yeah. Now we have those super range creeps. A little bit less money going into the way of Alliance because they have not only just the bottom racks, they have that middle racks lost now. At least the range racks. And it looks like Clinks is actually going to be going for either a Lincoln's or a Hex.
Could it be a Scotty? No.
Doesn't work with the death, so that'd be pretty.
Yeah, I was like, oh,
hard.
Orb effects, whoops. But yeah, I mean, it could be a Hex. I think that'd be a good pick for Loda, but that means he has to come a little bit closer into the fights to have an impact. He can't kind of skirt around. I mean, he could go for that full ambush strat, just go in, Hex, and then unload the strafe on someone, but it's still risky. We're gonna have to see. He's gonna run into Radiant Heroes if he continues up this path.
Yeah, I think both are definitely items you can choose
This
for.
would be a big pick here, just continuing to shut down. Ooh, there's the blink away, the DK, but they go in. EGM, nice triple man stun. Good God, he may pay with his life, but that's worth it. His S4 BKB'd in. There's more BKBs abundant. Nice call onto 2. Bulldog could be in some trouble. The egg
Oda
actually doing
just
so much damage. Oda,
decimated.
he's in trouble here. He's going to be running back. He should be getting out alive, but Afterlife, he's got the blink going in. Can he get the call? Yes, he will go through and get the kill in the back lines. He's still got the chase going down. S4 running for his life. 3 dead on Alliance already. They go in with the avalanche. It's not going to buy him enough time. He's going to be sitting there just bought back. He eats the cheese. Now, will he be able to go in? Clink buys back for this. Loda, he wants to find something, but S4 in a
God.
team sandwich. Good lord, that is 4 heroes, if you count the bear as a hero, smunching away at him. That's yucky. That was not quite there for Alliance. 4 dead.
So EGM's the one who blinked into the front, and he's the only one who survives in that fight for his team.
Yeah, I mean, he landed a triple man Earth Spike,
Yeah.
but the follow-up was just... It was there from Alliance. They went in, they had the damage, but it seemed like Empire just reacted so much better.
Yeah, he got the 2 hero stun, and he got the stun on the bear, but Bulldog never got his roar off. He got locked down very well done by Afterlife. Afterlife actually got the call on Loda and on Bulldog there, and Loda killed himself on the blade mail, so Afterlife is not going to stop scaling right now.
There's the shout committed onto the bear. They will knock it down fairly quickly. So bear's down. Now Afterlife jumping in. There's a secondary roar here. They got to watch out for that blade mail. S4 getting very, very low. Goes for the toss. It's landing deep. Can they punish Afterlife for this? Loda again popping in with that strafe. That is a dead
They get the
ass.
racks though.
Yeah, that's
They're going to
exactly
lose
what they
their
wanted.
second bear, but yeah, damage is done. There's no bear for 105 seconds though. This is Alliance's time to try to do something. Probably just go for that Roshan, just safe play.
They could go for the roast. They could also just charge down for the racks. I mean, Loda, he's hitting very, very hard here. He's picked himself up 2k gold on top of having to buy back. So he can completely buy out for this. He doesn't have to be so cautious.
Yeah, so much for saying that, you know, Afterlife was starting to scale when he gets like the most beautiful call in the world on 2 heroes, gets the blade mail, and Loda basically kills himself on that axe, and he's got 6,300 gold on him, so he has buyback and he has enough money to even purchase an item right afterwards. Scandal picks up a Maelstrom.
Axis buy back, anticipating that the high ground push is coming out. And speaking of high ground push, the creep's actually doing a number here, so maybe Alliance have to be cautious about rotating back, because if that lane goes down, gosh, that is scary. Alliance do not want to deal with mega creeps here.
Yeah, it's actually too bad that the Lone Druid's in Spirit Bride, because he could actually pick up Boots of Travel and go up there. But Alliance recognizing that they don't have any window, like they're all respawned axe. They forced the axe buyback,
Dire's top tower
and
is under
they
attack.
are content with that.
Alright, heading into the Roche pit. They're gonna go through ripping. I mean, this is melting down monumentally fast. They actually commit the Lion's Finger for that. And, well, they're gonna be rotating in Poshka, but it's not gonna be fast enough. Looks like, Earth Ferret may just want to turn tail. And yeah, book it out of there. So Alliance playing this one safe. They go in, they get an objective that they'd like, they back off, and that's how they need to play to keep in this here. In terms of overall net worth, it's right back to 0. Alliance had a huge lead, but that wipe was tragic.
Yeah, I mean, it was really well played by Empire. Like, we've been saying the team fight. Like, and we didn't even, I didn't even get to address the synergy with the Axe and Phoenix too. So if Phoenix gets a good egg and there's a call on top, you actually literally cannot do anything. So their team fight can be quite terrifying, and Loda does opt to go for that Scythe of Ice, as we were mentioning.
Yeah, I think that's pretty solid here. Now, he does have to go full guerrilla war mode, just like go in on the backstab of someone, go in Hex, go with the strafe, the searing arrows, melt them down, but that means he then has to go in, get a pick, and back off. He can't kind of sustain in these team fights.
Yeah, Afterlife picks up a full Shiva's Guard after his buyback, and Scandal actually did sell his Maelstrom, and he's going to be going for just Sage. He's going to be... He knows now he's starting to recognize like what his job really is in this game. He's just I am a support basically, honestly. Like my utility is to hit people with my Dragon Breath and slow them down and slow their attack speed and movement speed by 30, while also just being a nuisance and getting some stuns off and some damage reduction with Breathe Fire, because that's also a 35% damage reduction, which people do tend to overlook. And then he's going to be building into that Heaven's Halberd to deal with the Clinks.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, you've got your lone druid sitting on a huge chunk of net worth. He's the highest in the chart by several thousand, but the next 3 heroes are going to be Alliance. They're doing pretty nicely here, keeping pace, and the Axe, I don't think he's big enough to go up against all these heroes, but, I mean, the calls we've seen in the last 10 minutes could very well prove me wrong.
Yeah, he's not even just in the last 10 minutes and throughout this entire stage of the game, but they did enable him to be that reckoning force in this game. They gave him multiple stacks in the jungle early out through the laning phase, and they even stacked a quad ancient stack for him, which we got to clear. So they are really emphasizing on making sure that Afterlife has a nice game, and I like that they prepped for it too. Like they last picked the Axe, but they had their entire game plan ready for that Axe as soon as the game started. They were like, okay, like it might sack our lanes a little bit from having this jungle Axe, but as long as we make it work and get him a lot of stacks, it's going to be enormously beneficial for us, and so far it's working.
Alright, so Alliance, what's their game plan here? Because it seems like they're playing much more defensively than we've seen them play in the past. Is that what's going to win them the game, just ticking up the clock, or do they need to smoke up? Do they need to go for sieges? Do they need to go for something else?
It's hard to say really, because they have the Aegis right now. They have...
Oh, the bear! That could be a big pick there, Lone Druid. He'll have another one, but picking that one off is going to be, like... If the bear goes down again, I honestly think it could be GG.
He has to watch out how he positions his bears. He has one up for 2 minutes, but he has buyback. They have a lot of buybacks now too, and their lanes, Alliance's lanes, should be getting pushed in quite heavily. But they're doing a good job of pushing the lanes out when possible.
Alright, so everyone just sitting back. It looks like Alliance will be going in. They bring in that Frost Armor. Ake doing the work. He's got 1,000 gold.
They've got quad disable on Bulldog as well. They've got the Hex as well as the double roar.
That's pretty nice. And he also has the siege power of the Necronomicon. So
yeah,
if they can match up racks here, if they can go through and take a mid racks and a top or bottom, then keeping this at a tower advantage will favor Alliance. Now Loda with a DD rune, half duration on that, really wants to get the most that he can out of that, but again, the bear going to be a difficult target to go up against, and we'll see what they're going to be doing as the kick comes in. Not going to connect. Now Loda sieging, making sure that the creeps aren't a problem, and can Alliance split the attention here? Can they go like half top, half bottom, or do they have to go all in?
If they split up, it can lose the game really quickly.
Oh, but nice, they get the Hex, and that's going to be a scout there. Oh, Afterlife going to get 4 staff back, and the bear coming in with that BKB, with the Saboteur. Bulldog gets in trouble. He wants to go off. He wants to get off his second ultimate. There will be an egg in the back lines. Loda has to watch out for that. Roll will be off the mark. Another blink call on Afterlife. Nice work. S4 could be in some trouble. Will end up falling. If that's all Alliance lose, it's okay, but his Scandal goes through, gets hexed up. Bulldog again refreshes. He's got the roar. Will turn things onto Afterlife. They've got to get the pick here. Afterlife will be hexed up, but on the back lines, there's so much attention being paid as the Aegis will burn. Can they get loaded down a second time? He's surrounded. He's going to get stunned up. Alliance, they just abandoned their cores. He's going to be going in. Will they get the vision? Looks like he's going to be revealed for now. No, he will be okay. Now Afterlife, he's still alive. they did have to split resources there, and Afterlife will end up going through and punishing the rest of Alliance. Buyback immediately from the Lion, and it seems like Alliance have lost sight of what's important in these fights.
What a crazy fight. Incredible spell usage and like item usage by Empire there. Like the Force Staff getting Afterlife out of that combo literally saved his life, and that would have been devastating. If he died, that could have just been game over for them, but he ends up getting like multiple different calls. He actually gets oh, excuse me.
Yeah. Loda.
He gets he gets kind of lucky as well because he actually taunts the Necro Book on point, and he was about to die from the spin, and the Radiance Burn kills the book instead of him. So Afterlife lives there for a little bit longer, gets another call off, and just overall they're able to just split up the fight from Alliance, and Alliance is unable to get a good fight just because of how tanky the cores on Empire are. This Axe is 3000 HP with like 37 armor, Dragon Knight 3000 HP with 32 armor, Lone Druid pretty much the same thing, 3000 HP with 30 armor. So it's really hard to just bring down these very tanky cores from the side of Empire.
Now Abyssal Bear online, that's a huge part of Empire's lockdown.
Abyssal Bear.
Yeah.
I like that.
And I honestly don't know if Alliance can weather the storm here. They needed to go in and get a nice advantage, a nice Rax advantage, and sitting at that disadvantage means that Empire can continue to take the fight to them. And even though Scandal has been struggling very, very hard with that net worth, he's finding himself something. Like we talked about, the Halberd will be alright. Getting the disarm on really important heroes like S4 on the Clinks, that's going to be important.
He's doing his job now at this point. He's not the damage dealer, he's just the disable. He's just the nuisance in the fight, just running around, like I was saying, like slowing people, getting a couple stuns off, and that's his job. If he does that, that's all he really needs to.
Alright, so Clink's sitting on a big chunk of pennies here. He does have buyback, he's got 1200 gold on top of it, so what could Clink start looking for?
So hard to say because he's killing himself on this blade mail every single time. So it's like I almost want to say he needs HP, but
like a heart?
He needs damage as well.
Yeah.
So not really too sure what he wants to opt for here. Like Butterfly is not even good. Like MKB is good damage, but then he really will kill himself almost instantly. He has like a really tough decision to what he really wants to build just because of this blade mail. It's becoming such an issue.
Yeah, I mean, I think Axe has to be the highest hex priority target, because if you can kill him before he gets off a nice blade mail call, then Alliance can absolutely take this fight. But Empire, they're positioning this Axe so efficiently.
And now they have the tools to save him too. They had the Force Staff from Miposhka earlier, and now they even have a Lotus Orb finished up on King R on the Phoenix. So they have the ability to remove the Hex from the Lion, and even Force Staff have been out of danger. So they don't really have a way to just burst him down. The only way is if he gets caught with his BKB down and he gets roared. But even then, if the Lotus Orb gets off, then they reflect the roar, etc. Like.
All right, so 60 minutes in, this the net worth chart very, very even here. Similar story with XP. It's going to come down to the next couple of fights, and even though it's Axe and DK versus the world, I think Alliance might crumble under the pressure.
Yeah, it's Axe and DK versus the world, but the support's from the side of Empire. And we get a call actually on Loda. Blade Mail, BKB.
Everything's going wrong here. The Lotus Orb on the Bear. Loda really end up popping himself down. S4 trying to man up, but he's just getting blasted apart. Scandal, he's doing too much work there. The Phoenix Egg deep into dire territory. This is looking good. Lone Druid gets the kill on the Tiny. Loda gets the kill on the Earth Spirit, but
Loda's dead.
Loda's down here. He buys back immediately, and Lich follows suit there. There is going to be a nice shout. S4 might get the kill on King R. They will get the kill, but now Scandal goes through. They're going to be killing off S4 again. They can't afford this.
Taunt.
Oh, immediate buyback there from Loda. S4, this would be a dieback. He cannot want to go down. And now
Megas
backing off. Yeah, that's mega creeps. This could be GG Alliance. They've got one more hold left in them, but at this point, that was just too detrimental. And Tiny doesn't end up dying back on that. That's pretty good, but Lich, Beastmaster, it's just too many casualties.
Afterlife is playing
out of his
so
mind.
well.
Yeah,
out of his mind, honestly. Like, he's landing the perfect calls in all of these engagements. They're not 3 or 4 man calls. It's usually like a 1 or 2 man call, but just recognizing where Loda's position and that he's out of position, gets the call off, and right there he pretty much kills him alone. Now he picks up a refresher, so he's got the pretty much double black hole. You kind of like, people used to look at the taunt as like a mini black hole type aspect. So he's got 2 taunts back to back that he can do to lock down somebody. 2 blade mails, 2 Shivas, and it just looks like the steam is running out for Alliance now.
Yeah, after that fight, look at the net worth chart just spiking up 10,000 in the last couple of moments there. And I mean, we talked about the big level advantage that Alliance had earlier. I know the 25 starting to come out, and it's looking really good for the Radiant.
Yeah, and this is what Empire needs. Like they're what 2 and 3 in their no, they're actually 1 and 4. So Empire is 1 and 4. This brings them into kind of like bringing it back for them. Meanwhile, Alliance is
Ramses, looks like he could be in some trouble there. There is going to be everything unloaded onto him. Looks like he may not even go down. The Ghost Scepter comes out. Toss up. Finally, maybe they get the kill, but no, S4 actually getting very, very low. Will end up going down. Okay, so that was almost bad. King R may follow suit. Lotus there. S4 is there. They get the bird as well. So two free picks for Alliance, but that was almost favorable for Empire. That was absurd how long Lone Druid lived.
The Lotus Orb as well, like reflecting the toss back onto the Tiny, looked really funny, and it almost actually saved them.
Yeah, so in the end though, that's Empire giving up free stuff they don't need to.
Yeah, but the lanes still are pushed in, they got a tier 4 out of it, and the creeps are doing their damage right now in the base.
Oh man, that Lion Ags is absolutely saving Alliance's ass.
Yeah, and Bulldog as well, trying his best to be able to man fight these creeps, but they will be able to take advantage of him quite soon, and they're going to lose this tier 4 really fast.
Is going to go through 4 hits for Loda, but again, it's a position 5 Earth Spirit, and the base is very much under siege. Tier 4 may end up going down. In fact, one more hit will secure it. Do they deny it? Do they get the ultimate style points? Nope. It's Radiant to take it out. Now, Exposed Ancient here, Alliance, they know they can push. There's a lot of big deaths on the field right now, but the second they leave their base alone, this is really, really dangerous. They got to push out all their lanes. And Empire, they've got the boots to travel onto Axe. Wouldn't be surprised to see Lone Druid pick them up as well, just to be able to go in as soon as Alliance leave their base unguarded and punish that so heavily.
Yeah. Bulldog even picks up a Maelstrom to try to deal with the Mega Creeps. But overall, Empire needs to just wait for the next Roshan, if they even want to, or just group up and then just go down a lane together. Wait for the lanes to all push in heavily, and then make their siege up onto the high ground.
All right, so those couple of picks costing Empire a little bit in terms of net worth, but not by a whole lot. They're still holding on to a nice lead, and the items coming out are going to be pretty impactful here. We see, again, we talked about the refresher onto Afterlife. We haven't seen it really come into play just yet, but
they're not going to make it in time for the Roche.
I don't know. I mean, the Roche goes down so quickly, you got to assume that Dire have a handle on it. Alliance chose first side. They went for Dire.
Oh, they're going to catch people outside, though.
Scandal.
Maybe.
Fighting off these Necro units. That gives a lot of vision to Alliance, but that does allow Alliance to go through and decide whether or not they want to take that fight.
Nag's line sounds so scary. I'm looking at someone completely across the map, and it's just like, boom.
Yeah, I mean, it's solid. We talked about how much of an impact that Lion had, but I mean, 62 minutes in, it's only natural for a Lion to fall off. We can't fault EGM's play at all. He's actually been keeping up remarkably well, still surpassing all the rest of the supports in the Radiant, but there's just a little bit less he can do. He's going to be basically an ultimate in a can.
Yeah, it's just the core is on the side of Empire doing a lot more work than the core is on the side of Alliance. I mean, Bulldog is very farmed and he's been having quite a solid game overall, but in comparison to Afterlife, Afterlife's just stepping up the game just a little bit, one more level.
Loda, he's sitting on 4k gold. He's got a little over 1,000 on top of buyback. Big group up here, the Radiant. They're waiting here. They've got that double damage rune on lock. Who did they give it to? Don't just leave it there.
Scandal's probably gonna pick it up.
Don't just leave it there. Come on, man. What you waiting for? You can do it.
Last possible moment when the lanes are all pushed in.
There he goes. Okay, so now he's 4-staffed in. He's going to get schlepped into the fight, and this could be it here. Lone Druid has a bear on cooldown, so if this bear goes down, he will have another one up in a couple of seconds. Now, Scan reveals that the lane push is coming. Alliance have the opportunity to gear up for this. They get the Hex here. Can they pick off the Axe before he goes in? Lotus Orb coming out means...
Ramsey's getting focused out on the sideline, too.
Oh my gosh, this is huge. Ramses could end up going down here again. The Ghost Epic you can save from Aposhka. He's a couple of hits, but Alliance's focus is shifted. They really want to get off the Lone Druid. They get the shout. Looks like they will get the kill. Can they focus down the egg as well? They're going to have to back off from this. In the back lines, Loda, he's going to go down to the Magnetize. It's only the Aegis. He will come back, but that's a big fight. Now, Admiral Bulldog goes in with a Hex onto Afterlife. They get the Avalanche. Phoenix zips into it. Will end up going down on the end. Now, King R going to take a finger of death, but S4 falling victim to the Blade Mail doesn't want to go down here. The Creeps, They're on the throne. Can they do it? TP back. Ake, is he big enough? Over here, the fight's still going on. Afterlife gonna be zipping in with the blink. They might be able to kill off EGM. They will. The Creeps, they're being dragged into the face, but the next round coming through looks like this could be GG Alliance. They can't get back in time. Scandal is able to go through and get the pick onto Loda, so this will just be the bittersweet end. It's going to be Empire taking this game and moving forward here, picking up another point.
Yeah, I mean, the Afterlife just went absolutely out of control this game. They, like I was saying, they enabled him for it. They had the jungle stacks all over for him, and then they even had the ancient stacks, but he played pretty beastly. And thinking that he was gonna stop scaling is a stupid thing that I said, so shame on me. But that Blade Mail, honestly, the Blade Mail just did so much work. I think this reminded me of another Manila game when we saw, I think it was Febby on his axe, or it was Forev actually on his